This is what you get when you want to do it on a condensed week. When I got a work event on Wednesday and Thursday and we have to record early, and I come in immediately after a soccer game, you get tracksuit Wes with a fake Real Madrid jersey that I play in an adult league on Tuesday nights.
I don't know if it's a good excuse or not, because like that means you still own the clothing and you elected to wear it.
What do you mean? This jacket's fine. I mean, what are you talking about? It's a Puma jacket.
You're heading off to a Seinfeld reunion show. Yeah, sure. Going to do a reenactment of the jerk store scene. Yeah.
You know where there's one? God, I'd love to go.
That would be the most... God, you want to talk about people that are miserable? Like, listen, I love Seinfeld.
Right.
But there's nothing about any one of those characters that screams, like, emotionally available or... they're toxic. They were toxic people. I mean, the shitty ending just was essentially the showrunners admitting that these are terrible humans that you've latched onto for the last decade.
Yeah. And I think, like, do you ever watch or go back and read a Jerry dating history?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I've seen like 30 beautiful, well-adjusted women. For the most part. Obviously, some had some quirks that you couldn't look past or look through.
Well, yeah, but it was always something like... one of my favorites is like he's in the car with one of them, and she's just like, I just don't think I can be with someone whose job I don't respect. And he looks back at her and goes, "You're a waitress." And it was a nice dichotomy of like, one, Jerry's shallow, but so are women, and then women who, are trying to date up. Don't always realize that they're not like, it's almost like a good self-reflection kind of thing of, you're trying to get with me. You may not respect what I do, but you're doing the bare minimum in life. Get over yourself.
I had and I sure as hell didn't reference Jerry Seinfeld when I said this, but I was getting shit on for a hobby that I had at the time. Okay. It wasn't this, first and foremost. It was something different, kind of similar, but it dawned on me that she didn't have any hobbies. I was like, wait a minute. You don't do anything outside of work. Yeah. How the hell are you used to talk to me like that?
Okay, you're bringing up a good question, though. What constitutes a hobby, though? What if, like, I like watching old movies and sitcoms and things? Is that a hobby, or is that just downtime? Like, what constitutes a hobby for you? Like, where's the delineation? Where's the line?
Yeah, I mean, like, reading is a hobby.
Is it? I mean, to me, that's just sitting on your ass, looking at stuff.
Yeah, come on. It's well known that you're learning and you're broadening your horizons, you're expanding your vocabulary, you're stimulating your mind differently than you would if you watch television. I don't know. I'm not really exactly sure where I mean, I golf, I do this, I play soccer a couple days a week. I mean, those are my main hobbies.
Because I do this. I like watching old cinema and old television shows, and then I don't read. I do watch a lot of documentaries. See, to me, though, the documentary thing, like you're talking about with the reading, like I'm not a good reader. Me don't read so good. So me like to sit on couch and just stare and watch the people that are good at the reading tell me what they read.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? I mean,
listen, but you also wouldn't be critical of hobbies of mine. You wouldn't sit there and be like, you know what, Wes? Your hobbies are really digging into our time.
It depends on the hobby,
we get
though.
to talk to one another.
Because there's some guys at work, they know who they are. They're really into collecting, the sports card stuff. And apparently the sports card world, it ain't the world. It ain't Topps and Beckett and all that. It's like, this is a laminated piece of the 1997 AFC Championship game-worn jersey, stitched in with not a full signature, but the initials of. He's like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
You sound like the comic book store guy from The Simpsons. And they all sound the same, too.
Yeah, that guy was a nerd, and this is a nerd hobby. I don't even know it's a hobby. And every time they justify it, they go like, yeah. Do you know how much it's worth? Are you ever going to sell it? Because then it's worth nothing.
Nothing,
It's worth the eyeballs you stare at it with.
Yeah, sports memorabilia. I love a good a well done, well crafted man cave, tastefully. But again, there is a line between how much money you're going to spend on signed jerseys and signed posters and helmets and jerseys and things like that. Yeah, I mean, then you get the paint done, like your favorite team.
Yeah, but the paint thing's permanent. You know what I mean? And how much do you pay for a gallon of paint? I mean, $30.
Yeah, you have a few beers while you do it. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Sometimes it's just tacky. Like if I walked into a Cowboys basement, I'd be like, "Oh, ruined it. Sorry, buddy."
I've seen, dude. I gotta admit, all right. So here's where I go back on it. This guy has like his garage. Now this is a garage that you can only park a car in that you don't drive because it's so goddamned clean. All Cowboys themed out. Even like the little flecks. They put in the floor so you don't slip. We're like blue and silver and all that, and then just like, oh my god, everything got Dale Earnhardt signed fucking hood hanging on the wall, all this shit. I'm like, Jesus, dude. I mean, I guess if the 3 friends you have are always impressed when they walk in there, mission accomplished. I don't know. Give me a dartboard, give me a pool table, give me white walls, a lot of good cold beer, a TV, and a good time. That's all I need. I collect good times. I don't know about you.
The one thing I was going to say was one of my favorite moments from The Simpsons is I think Homer's the only person who survives an A-bomb or like an atomic attack or some sort of cybernet type thing, and the bomb is making its way towards Springfield, and the comic book store owner looks up at it and goes, my life was a waste."
My life was a waste. Yeah. I've always had a bad daydream about that. I feel like I'd want to see the blast so bad that I'd be the asshole who left the fucking the submarine style screw roof open just like that 1 second too long. Like, I want to see it. Okay. Oh no! And then I fuck everything up.
Here's some radiation poisoning. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Middle class holes, or actually in between the holes, presented by the Middle Class Holes. Murr and Foxman here tonight on Abbreviated Show. We're going to get you a This Week in Class Holes history, as well as some listener comments. We apologize. We know we're backlogged to, 4, 5, 6 months, so we're going to get you the highlights. One of which Murr has just been absolutely getting trounced for a Soul Glow comment. I don't even know if you've...
I don't even care. Because, I love when people attack something that I have no goddamn concern over at all whatsoever. So we'll get to that. But I do want to bring this one. Okay, look, America's been in the news a lot recently. Our adventures around the world. So shall we say a lot of adventures at home as well. Not a lot of people. Well, I don't know. Not everybody has such a grand vision of what America is. I mean, there was a time you got the Greatest Generation. We were a bunch of fucking war heroes, man. We were respected globally. And every time I turn on the goddamn TV, Wes, I can't remember what I was watching with William, my fucking 11-year-old son. And one of those, it's on Amazon or something. And you're watching your show, but you've already paid your subscription. So you would expect there not to be commercials. But they're we will give you commercial. We will continue your program uninterrupted after we interrupt it with this commercial break from your good friends at Pfizer, the great folks who bring you Viagra. Why am I watching a children's show if I haven't already experienced the boner it takes to produce the child to watch the show? I'm just wondering if boner pill saturation has reached a point where it's going to start to affect the American psyche. Think about this. Every TV dad that's been on television has been a doof. Am I wrong?
Especially Caucasians, 100%. But yeah, for the most part, I would say they've been, outkick their coverage with the woman, just happy-go-lucky, dummy, just proud to be here. Yeah, no, that's been, dare I say, back to Married with Children. Al was with it, but it seemed like soon thereafter it was a paradigm shift in what you're talking about. Me and my dad had this conversation around 2005, and I was just like, God, these guys...
That's 20 years ago.
Yeah, these guys... I rattled off probably a half a dozen sitcoms where it was just what you're talking about. These guys...
Let's go through the line here. So, okay, so I will say you had Archie Bunker, who was... he ran the household, but he was behind in his ways. So that was kind of like maybe a starting point. But before that, you had like Ward Cleaver. You had the Brady Bunch dad, who was locking down a blended family with whatever fucking job he had to raise all those motherfuckers with a wife. Well, they even had a maid, dude. They had a fucking live-in maid. Alice was kind of awesome, and I always wondered if she was hot. She wasn't, but I thought about it. Through the 80s, what's his face? Mr. Drummond, okay? He seemed to do well for himself. And then at what point did we get to white male American men were just fucking doofuses? I don't know that we've recovered since maybe like 89.
Yeah, and it's probably never going to recover. It's low-hanging fruit in the comedy world. Let's get this guy who doesn't belong with this woman, and he just stumbled upon her and won her over with his doofus charisma, and they pumped out well-adjusted kids of no parenting of his own. He just kind of
raised by Uncle Sam. Yeah, they went to school. That's where they got all their education. I wonder though, did they outkick their coverage, or is it just good casting where they're like, listen, nobody's gonna watch this show unless somebody's thinking about banging their mom. So it's not that the dad is so, charismatic.
And I some of that, like, okay, I was gonna like King of Queens. Okay, Kevin James is an unattractive guy, but let's be honest. Leah Remini was a smoke show. She still kind of is. But, Kevin James does have some of that big guy charisma.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he does, but everything he did was incorrect. Every decision he made was the wrong one. And then you got even when he was waffling, he somehow figured out how to bring it all back together. But it was his lovable humility that brought it back together. I don't know. I just feel like the boner pill thing has just been, maybe it's been up my crawl for a while. Every news channel you're on, every commercial break is a boner pill. How many boner pills do we have? I kind of looked this up. Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, Laradinafil or Varadinafil, Tadalafil. You got the blue pill, the yellow almond pill, the orange circle pill, whatever shame you like comes in any fucking design or pattern that you want. You've got Hims, Roman, Rex MD, Blue Chew, all FedEx it straight to your house in your fucking convenient, undescript box. I just wonder, like, what do, like, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping think when, like, American television, like, they don't get boners anymore. They're not virile.
Yeah. And now that I'm thinking, you mentioned the golden generation, okay, post-World War II. Has this problem always existed, or is this becoming more and more of a thing? Are we becoming softer? Literally.
Yeah. Well, it makes me wonder, in order to make hard men soft, they need to lose their boners, and in order for, like, soft men to stay hard, they got it. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like if there was let's say there was a guy in high school, super cocky, fucking banging chicks left and right, never had a chance for, like, one of his lobes to fully develop because he didn't have to try so hard. Then all of a sudden, around 35, 36, 37, 38, oh, I'm sorry, we don't work so well anymore. He's got to adapt his life, move on, become great at other things, expand his mind, read those books you were talking about, and then find a different path for himself. But no. Now, he just puts a little click on a couple of websites. Here comes the pills. His dick is as hard as it's ever been. Probably harder than it ever was. And then he doesn't have to change who he is or how he is. He just gets to continue rocking on through life like the fucking just porn star that he believes himself to be. And that just does not cause growth. And I feel like some people deserve to lose their boners. And then the ones that get to keep their boners, they get to finally experience what the world was supposed to be like all this time. Living in heaven, walking through, finding these 40-some-year-old MILFs. Maybe they've moved on, once divorced, twice divorced, 3 times a lady. And then it's your turn to finally be the dopey, dumb Kevin James douchebag with a little bit of charisma who can stick it to him.
So you're saying there's an evolution to this that has to take place.
I
Some
believe
of these guys
so.
who got it in then, obviously it's not all of them. Right?
No, it's not all of them, but but I'm just saying something.
The ones
I would
that
say,
count.
yeah, maybe,
the ones that you envied.
I mean, but the maybe nots of the world, it's not zero. It's not zero of them who were no longer able to perform. And by the way, there's a lot of people, because I hear these. I mean, and I know these podcasters are just taking the advertising money when they do their Blue Chew stuff, because most of those guys are like in their late 20s, early to mid 30s. I know they're still fine in that department. Take your Blue Chew. Get your Blue Chew. You know what? And this is the one selling. Even if you don't need it, you'll be the hardest and last the longest you ever have. It's like, that might be a superpower humans weren't supposed to be equipped with.
Right. It's porn stars from the 80s and 90s. Guys, the same 5 guys you saw in every scene. They had the superpower.
How pissed are they? Because from what I understand, they actually had to get syringes put in their cocks.
Oof.
Man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you're right, man. And I did not realize how many different brands there were. I'm not sure if some of those are just generic brands that manufacture something that it's put what hydrocodone is Vicodin. But again, that maybe potatoes, tomatoes.
I think once the I think once they figure out what the ingredient, there's no patent on ingredients, and so
sure.
Once they figure out what the formulation is, it's once Pfizer put it out, it was a countdown clock instantly.
Sure.
Of
it's
how long
a year, usually. Now, my point is, I didn't realize there were that many. And you're right, we're getting it's saturated. I don't know. Listen, it's an open market. These people are allowed to manufacture this.
Sure, but I guess what I'm getting at is the fact. Is that really something you need to at this point in America? We've all come on, man. The Viagra jokes,
right? Who's gonna stumble across an ad like that and be like, "Wait a minute,
you're telling me
pills for better boners, more boners? What?"
By the way, we need to start selling a pill, better boners.
Yeah, B&Bs.
Yeah, little B&B right here, right? Just a patch or something. I think they sell it in all forms anymore. But yeah, who doesn't know that this is available? It just makes me wonder why they're pumping. I'm getting suspicious on the advertising dollars that are being spent on that particular thing. And it makes me wonder, is this a psyop? Is this a psyop to weaken the American male? To put in the psyche of the American female, we don't need those bonerless men. They got to all take their little geriatric pills to get their wieners hard anyway. I can get my loving somewhere else.
By a man who doesn't need it. Who was probably neglected of sex in his teens and 20s.
That's right.
He's been waiting. He's been waiting for his moment. He's been holding out to shine. Yeah, I'm sorry you experienced this with William when you were watching what on Amazon.
I don't even know what it was. It was just like a kids movie, and they put if you see the line and the by the play line, you'll see like a dash, and there's a commercial coming, and it's just like I think it was like for Cialis or something, but like the orange one, I don't know, the one that lasts forever. Like you could take 36 hours before sexual activity. It's like that's a wish and a prayer pill, is what that is.
That's right. That's too much of a window.
Yeah, dude.
I need like Tuesday night.
What if by the way, what if you popped it like on Wednesday thinking you're going to have a fun Saturday night, and it's just like, I guess I'll go to the shower. Don't want to waste it. That's even fucking more depressing. At least with this Bluetooth thing, apparently you get like hard in like 20 minutes or some shit.
Yeah. I don't know if I know of anyone who's taken it. I've seen testimonials, and you're right. It's just almost instantaneous. It's like, hold on now. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we're good now. Let's go.
I mean, and this is the thing. This is how good the advertising is. I kind of want to try one, but here's why I won't, unless I ever need it, because I'm going to be a hypocrite and take it if I do. But if I like, part of me wants to be like, well, I mean, if I'm already like this, natural, what if I put some steroids in there? You know what I mean? But then I'm worried that I would actually weaken my natural ability, which I wonder if that's what's happened. If too many people have tasted the bonerific delights inside a small yellow bottle, and then they're like, oh no, and now you have to keep taking it.
You've reached mass. You already have max capacity with blood flow, and you're putting more in there, thus softening the tissue.
Yes, and I'm wondering if this is all part of their plan. We gotta get everybody on boner pills, so everybody has to be on boner pills. Just watch out for them.
That's a hell of a conspiracy. I like it, though.
Listen, I have no evidence. We'll never find the evidence because they probably shredded all of their evidence or they're lying about their evidence. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. I know we went through a hard time a few years ago with the pharmaceutical companies. Just try to remember how evil they were pre-2020 and how evil I guarantee they still are in 2026.
I don't know. Good luck with telling men that have ED with that. Good luck. Just saying.
Well, I just think, and by the way, with a lot of this stuff, I get we all want the easy path. But yeah, maybe it should be hard to get hard. You should have to.
It's not for everybody.
Exactly. You should have to prove it to your doctor. Like, watch this.
Take advantage of your window. And yeah, when you get to your physician, you can't sit there and be like, look at that, sir. Like that's soft serve. It's a semi-hard at best, sir. No, this is my erection. Give me blue chews now, bastard.
Tap into my veins. All right, that's it. I'm just worried about the psychology of the American male. I feel like we need a little more positive propaganda in America, and I don't know if boner pills at every commercial break is the way to get us through this.
Well, that's a good point. Folks, before we get to a This Week in Class Holes history to round out this In Between the Holes presented by the Middle Class Holes, we're going to give you some listener comments. Again, it's been a little while, so apologies if we've missed a few. I don't even know. Again, we mentioned it earlier. There's 37 comments on this Soul Glow singer. You won't believe who it is. Most of them are like, this guy's an idiot. You guys don't do your research. So for those of you who don't know, I don't even know what that was. That was just, it's a bunch of people at a record store. What are they commemorating? The 20 year of Coming to America?
I think it was like Sly and the Family Stone, and I think they were doing, again, here you go, we'll probably generate more comments from this one, from the zero research I've done. But I can't remember who does it, but they do this Tiny Desk concert thing, and it's either New York Times or NPR or something like that, and they get like well-known musicians to come into this really tiny room and just perform a few songs live, and I think because Coming to America was coming out, I think the keyboardist or whatever, the white guy just breaks into Soul Glow, because I believe that Sly Stone may have written the song for the Eddie Murphy movie.
Gotcha. So,
however, this guy did not perform it. I'm aware of that.
37 comments, and I tried for a little while to say, yes, Murr's aware. Yes, he realizes he's an idiot. We understand he's wrong, and they just keep coming. They just keep firing away, and you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to keep getting the views. That's how they. Australia bans minors from social media. We got a couple comments coming from, God, YouTube is so tough. Da Pichal 94, DAPICHLA 94. Clearly, you guys didn't read the law itself, as all social media is hit, but. As all social media is hit, and then they only mention the big ones by name as for the examples. All right, first of all, your English sucks. Second of all, what is he saying? We just mentioned Facebook and TikTok and that, and there's a bunch of other ones that
There are a bunch of other ones, but there are also some exclusions. That I did not read it, but I did listen to I listened to a news show that told me what they were going to do. And apparently, Blue Sky and Reddit, I believe, put in for exemptions. And I believe, at least as of now, they may be getting those exemptions. And the whole point is, knowing the political leanings of different websites, you can't allow one without the other. Because, X is now considered this super red-pilled social media platform. And then Blue Sky is super blue pill. So you can't let the super blue pill one in if you don't let the super red pill one in, because you don't balance the fucking. Because what's the point? The point is to ban social media, so you can't have these misinformative, propagandic conversations. So just fucking, just don't even try. Just fucking, if you're gonna make a blanket law, throw the blanket on the fire.
Well, the next comment's fucking genius, and I like it. 11 Kung Fu 11. Thank you. That's a great name, by the way.
That is.
Every single kid knows what a VPN is. The politician or idiot tyrants.
Now that's a comment
Bravo.
worth reading.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, I'm 37 and I live with my mom in Maine. Mate.
There you go. I got a couple. I'm going to have to flip-flop between YouTube and Instagram. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. Rogue One, basically, they were talking about Rogue One and Andor making Star Wars great again. Rogue One is one of the worst movies in a long time. The whole first 3 quarters are just wasted. Then it's one battle, and then the end.
Dude, I'm going through this right now with the whole Stranger Things thing. It's like, what do you want, man?
We're going to get to that in a minute, by the way. Spoiler alert.
No, I remember, what were we talking about? It's not about storytelling necessarily. It's just, I remember what this is. So I remember there was a guy at work, and he was talking about, the Avengers, the whole saga, the Infinity Stone saga that came all the way to its conclusion where they finally beat Thanos and all that. Now, the second to last film had a lot of action in it. The last film did not, because they were trying to start to put the bow on all these character stories, right? Mm. So this is the difference between people who just want a Michael Bay movie and then somebody who wants, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like someone who makes poetic, stylistic kind of movies that don't have a lot of action attached to them. Like, there was a story. And if you can't emotionally invest yourself in the, like, hardships of the characters involved, then you might not be a human that's worth, like, going to cinematic events. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Go watch your Terminator movies. Go watch your Alien flicks. Don't watch these.
So here, okay, we had some pretty good traction on Instagram with the same clip. Is that I would argue that Andor and Rogue One are some of the only. Sorry, I sound like an idiot when I read these when these people don't use fucking grammar. Sorry, there, Johns_monk. The one I wanted to read was from Breaker Baker. It's crazy to me how wrong people who think Rogue One is really good. That's verbatim, by the way.
Keep going, buddy. Keep going.
Andor is good enough that I will forgive people who were born after the 1980s, and are under the misconception that it's better than the original trilogy. But Rogue One just isn't very good. And before Andor, people who were hyping it up to be better than the OT, and that's just dumb. The OT. The original trilogy. Okay, fair enough. Now I get that. But again, like, I don't know, it's something like born before. Okay, so I'm 1982, so I don't understand because I didn't watch the original
1979,
trilogy.
So what we got there? Well, what's your take on it? I always defend our shitty comments.
I don't like. Okay, this is anecdotal, but I work with and am also friends with some real Star Wars nerds. And I've brought that up to some people that I'm overwhelmed with their knowledge of Star Wars, not just with the films, but they've seen all the other animes, they've read all the books, they know this shit to a T. And I was like, I really thought Rogue One was up there with The New Hope and just south of Empire Strikes Back. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great movie. That's a phenomenal movie.
You better correct yourself because I believe you flipped your two movies there.
What do you mean? I think Empire Strikes Back is the best.
Okay, that's all I needed you to say, because you said it the other way, inadvertently. But continue.
Fair enough. But, I don't know. But again, you talk about people just hating things just to hate things. They're not going to point out where you're right. And there were some comments where people just said, yeah, it's a good movie, et cetera, et cetera. But some of these folks have these opinions. That's fine. It's the beauty of discussion. I don't mind.
You know what it is, though? Rogue One didn't give them any fucking force fucking pushes, and it didn't have lightsaber fucking duels, and it just and it had a chick who was, really rebellious, and she had to convince these strangely Hispanic speaking individuals to come with her to a some planet with a guy with a list was going to take him over.
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. So now do we get to the Stranger Thing ending?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, TikTok here is so again, Murr, you talked about it being
I talked about
no, you were satisfied with it.
I was satisfied. I didn't say, I said it was not like blow away, but it was not disappointing. And considering like there was an hour epilogue essentially wrapping up the characters, I said I put it right dead center where it needs to be. I mean, it wasn't an Oscar nominated 2-hour piece of theatrics, but it was exactly what it needed to be.
Okay. So Robert Brown writes, it was not good at all. My 14-year-old son, when it was over, said, "Are you kidding me? I waited all these years for this? It sucks."
14, and he waited all these years for this. So he was 4 when he started watching Stranger Things, is what you're getting at with me. And he's so emotionally fucking, rooted in reality.
I think what he's saying is if a 14-year-old kid can point out how much it sucked, then...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. I'm sure it wasn't his dad being like, "Man, Billy, this sucked." "You're right, Dad, it did suck. They didn't even do that. Yeah, they didn't even do this." Yeah, I'm sure. If you're going to your 14-year-old to decide if something's good or not, you're probably doing something wrong.
Oh, yeah. Robert Brown, his son Billy. Oh, Billy Brown. Young Billy Brown, sorry. Echo Bravo, Echo Lima, right? All right, you're going to have to walk me through this. Just this demos. Where were all the demos? Is that something the demons? D-E-M-O-S?
Demogorgons. Are you watching? You're currently in season 1, right?
I watched season 1 when it came out.
Okay,
so that's anything since. Yes,
so that's the big. Yeah. So their whole thing was like, where were all the
where
scary
were all
monsters?
The demos? Where was the epic fight after all that build up? It was left out. It left out a lot and didn't have the closure people were looking for.
It didn't have the closure you were looking for, because I'm people. Gotcha. And I was fine with it. I mean, I guess you could rationalize it several different ways. I also think that we have too much exposure to what the writers and directors and creators think about things. I don't think the Duffer Brothers deserve to or owe anybody any kind of explanation. This is why my mind is a little more positively looking at the creative process here. My idea was that the military, I don't want to give away any spoilers if you're going to watch the whole thing, but
don't.
Okay, the bottom line is there were entities involved that could have eradicated some of that already, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And the other thing was, did he know they were coming? I don't know. I felt like he directed them to do things, and if he didn't know they were coming to do the thing that they were going to do, then he wouldn't have even thought to direct them to come out of their little whatever dwellings to fight them in the first place. I don't know. We can all make up reasons, but it is what it is, and it was fine.
There's a couple that I want to get from the Instagram. Same reel. For those of you who don't know, we spread these out via most of the social media ones, and given that this has had a lot of hype behind it, I put it out on all of them. So Instagram, again, Breaker Baker. That's right. This is a cope. People are trying very hard to convince themselves that they liked the finale on the strength of a 40-minute sentimental epilogue. The truth is that it wasn't a well-crafted season, and it was the ending of that season.
I will say that it wasn't as well-crafted a season as it maybe could have been, but I felt that the wrap-up was fine. Again, I'm not sitting here saying that it was the greatest of all time or anything. Right. I'm just saying that it wasn't as disappointing as a lot of people seem to making it out to be. I just genuinely think that these people sat around and cosplayed how they would write Stranger Things for 2 or 3 years, and it didn't turn out the way their brain saw it, and they got something else, and they didn't like it the way they liked the thing that they thought about.
That's how, because, this started by you saying there was immediately Reddit pages created within 15 minutes of it, and people going bananas. And I do remember us discussing, it's this cosplay writing, I could have done it, and all right. All right. Okay.
And I
that's think, fine. You're entitled to your opinion. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. Okay.
But I feel bad for these people because I feel like they are convinced. A lot of it too, though, I feel like is them convincing themselves they didn't like it because they have the internet I think they think if they scream loud enough, they'll force Netflix's hand to force the Duffer Brothers back into the writing room. They'll get these actors to come back to set, and they'll finally finish the saga the way it was supposed to be finished.
You know, I sometimes I have a hard time with that because the kids grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it's not to say that they can't drag a story on, but like, sometimes when the kids grow up, you got to end it. You know, they're not kids anymore. They're not the innocent youth.
Yeah, but I think by the way, the big plot hole that I think everybody really needs to put their finger in before they keep on with their nonsense about, their like or dislike of Stranger Things is these were what was it? Mike, Will, Lucas, Dustin. So 4 kids. They found 11 in the woods that became basically CIA/Delta Force paranormal operatives that somehow saved the world 4 fucking years in a row, okay? On 4 separate occasions. These guys became fucking Green Berets in the netherworld, and you're not willing to to put some disbelief to the side for one reason or the other on this? They thwarted a fucking mind-flaying interdimensional creature whilst avoiding and outsmarting the United States military for the majority of both their youth and their adolescence as they go into their fucking 20s. So don't sit here and tell me about fucking plot holes, okay? You got one guy, Hopper, who was former fucking military, who just so happened to fucking fall into this little rabbit hole with them, and an insane, crazy, fucking neglectful mother. It's like, eat my ass.
There were actually a couple. I'm gonna read all of these and don't interrupt me. Troll Olstein. The writing was Dora the Explorer, and the story dragged out at the least important things for the most amount of time. As a whole, it was bad. Piecemeal, it was bad. And people defending it or giving it credibility to sellouts like the Duffer Brothers. Slash Tronot writes, L-Take. Where's there to reflect on? Well, excuse me. That's me. What's there to reflect on? I was trying to what's there to reflect on? We'll edit that one out. That's just me being stupid. I don't read good. And last one, Four-Eyed Frames writes, yes, it fucking was like we wasted our time. The only cope is coming from people who think like this. We don't need to sit and fucking reflect when it comes to something that's poorly written. Nobody sits around and watches Sons of the Mask and gives themselves a couple hours after to contemplate whether it was good or bad movie.
Okay. Yes, you're right. I will give you full credit for bringing up Son of the Masks or whatever the fuck they're probably the 5th in like a weird arc of Jim Carrey movies. Look, you're right. I don't sit around watching Air Bud fucking volleyball and wonder what happened, how this strayed so far from the original. I will say this. When you get to, Wes, when you finally get to the end of this thing, the relationship between Dustin and Steve, beautiful. Okay? The way they resolve the relationship between the Wheeler girl, I can't ever remember her name because they called her Wheeler all the time, and Will's brother, like the way that came to a head, like it was beautiful. Absolutely. I mean, good God. These are people who just want the action stuff. They don't care about the emotional stuff. Right. And look, I'm a softie at heart. I love a good emotional storytelling. I like to be able to put myself in that scenario. How would I react to it? Not what would I blast when I had the opportunity. So look, fuck these people. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. Last one I'm going to read comes from TikTok video. It has to do with the Superman movie, subjective enjoyment versus audience expectations. Again, more critics here.
Yeah, I know.
Retro writes, it's not that. It's the other directors who have taken these comic book characters and then making these cinematic masterpieces like The Dark Knight and Man of Steel, which had zero representation of the actual comic book characters, So when Gunn, a man who makes comic book movies, not cinematic masterpieces. Of course, everyone is going to shit on it because Superman isn't this god amongst men, and Batman has to be grounded, gritty, like a realistic movie.
I kind of think he might be on my side there from where you're reading it, and I agree with him. Like, what he's saying is if somebody like Zack Snyder takes the concept of Superman and then creates his own, like, world where Superman is this bad motherfucker, which he is in his own right, but steals a lot of that emotional attachment to humanity. And whereas, like, James Gunn is like, no, I'm going to go directly to the comic books, and I'm going to make the character from the comic book pages come to life on the silver screen.
Okay.
And people want to cherry pick the aspects of Superman that they love the most, and that's what Zack Snyder does, and he feeds it to them like fucking like honey dipped in sugar, and it's like yum 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 yum. And then somebody like James Gunn comes along and says, no, there's a little more complexity here. You got to take some bran with the fucking honey.
And you've got to disperse some of the comic book characteristics. Like, come on, this times a change. You know what I mean?
Yes, but then you're also assuming that he did it poorly. Like
right.
So I guess my point would be is people who love, and I liked Man of Steel with Henry Cavill. I loved that concept of Superman. I did. I also really loved this. They're two different things. Like, right. They're just two different ways of portraying the character, and James Gunn decided to portray him exactly as is. I think what James Gunn does is allows there to be more dynamic storylines because there's more vulnerability there. Superman can be hurt? Okay. So that means, because look, Zack Snyder's Superman, I don't know how you kill that guy. I don't know how you injure him. I don't know how, like, he had no flaws at that point. Whereas Zack Snyder's James Gunn's Superman, he obviously has some flaws. He's not as powerful as you think Superman. Because back in the day, like the original Superman, like he could stop a train, but it wasn't easy. He didn't just go, bink, you know?
Right.
It took some effort.
Right. It wasn't the train compacted into Superman. Superman put his hands out and had to dig his feet in a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, and it skid for a second. Yeah, and by the way, this also, and if people would just give it time, maybe James Gunn has an idea in his head, I don't know, for all you nerds out there, the All-Star Superman storyline where Superman does get more powerful. But if he already starts out at like a 9, he can only go to 10. But if he starts out at a 7, he can build his way to the 10. So that's why I would keep saying to these people, let it breathe. You might like it more if you just stop hating it out the gate. That's all.
They can't help themselves. Spin up a Reddit page and let it fly.
Well, what's something that you know that okay, give me, because you love this shit too. Like, what's something that you feel like everybody gets, like, not they get wrong, but they're wrong?
It's like hard pressed to find a
like something you love that you feel like you have to like defend. Like, it doesn't have to be a movie. It could be a band. It could be a TV show. It just, just something where people just, you feel like they get it wrong. I don't know, man. I feel like this happens to me quite often.
Well, I mean, a lot of it, I guess, would be sports related, especially like now, like Harbaugh getting shit canned,
right?
And or anything that happened throughout the season where people, playing Monday morning quarterback and like, oh, they're doing this wrong. I think someone who played linebacker for a couple of years in high school, if they use the word blitz package, all of a sudden that makes them some sort of savant towards, defensive schemes. And it's like, shut up, man. Come on. I don't know about pro wrestling. It gets up there. I didn't watch Cena's last match, but I kind of got the mojo from it.
Yeah, and then to me that's one that I find okay. So I'm on like the delusional Stranger Things fan side of that argument. It's like, well, I mean, it's his last match, and you tap out. Like, do you have to? Did that always happen? Is that the thing? Is that what we have to do? We have to stand by that formula? Is like that, because that was a bad ending. I always thought the wrestling entertainment industry was about creating the best experience for the fan possible. Like,
Right.
sometimes it's okay to be able to know what the ending's going to be. Like, sometimes that's all right. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes people want the Hollywood ending. Like, you want the hero to win. Like, you don't have to trick everybody all the time. I guess that's why I'm okay to be satisfied with, like, lackluster performances and things. And I'm like, well, they gave you exactly what you wanted. Like, that's why. You wanted something that wasn't. I don't know, man. You wanted something else. I don't know. It just. People just can't be happy anymore, dude. The internet's ruining everything.
We shouldn't read these goddamn comments. That's supposed to be like in between the holes, our half of the show. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. You can check us out on all your social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, at The Middle Class Holes. You can email us at tickleourtummies@gmail.com. We will be back next week with Alan, the following week with Matt McGinnis. Austin's going to be either the following week or the week after that. Not too terribly sure, but we'll get to the bottom of it. We got a star-studded list of co-hosts coming up here in the January and February weeks. We're going to leave you with a This Week in Class Holes history coming exactly a year ago. It's where we talked about AI sex bots and some sex predictions from Sexperts in 2025, which talked about women having more sex than men, which I guess takes two to tango, but
Not anymore, buddy.
I don't remember the specifics of the conversation. It's about 14 minutes in length. That'll round out this episode. Enjoy. Hit us up. Comment. We'll get to you as best as we can with zero frills and no biases. Thank you all for listening. Take it easy. Stay tuned for more smooth, sexy, seductive sounds from the Middle Class Holes. All right, so check it out. I don't know how we want to go about this, but Murr, you sent these almost in rapid succession. One of it's from thedailymail.com. Expert predicts women will be having more sex with robots than men this upcoming year. This was late last year, December 27th, 2024. The other coming from, again, the Daily Mail.
Late last year, like a week and a half ago.
December 28th, so the day after that one. Inside the world's first AI sex doll brothel, with a big difference. What was the big difference? Does anyone remember? They don't read it. Did you guys read this? Did you glance over it?
I must have sent you three then, because then there was an expo where a guy was pretending that he was selling like Tesla Optimus style women bots. Like, oh, they're totally AI.
Yeah, I did see you send that one. I did see that one.
And then he's like, and he's doing a lot of winking. Like, oh, they'll talk to you about whatever you want. Like, yeah, and eventually they'll be able to, do things around the house. Dude, so you're basically saying like soon they'll be able to fuck you. That's what you're getting at.
That's what we're getting at here. Got it.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think we all know that's where again, Alan, I know you hate when I give the guy credit. I think that's where you do have to give Elon some credit for his design of his robots.
Nope.
He made them faceless, genderless, just anthropomorphic humanoid robots. He didn't put fucking, he didn't put flesh on them. He didn't put fucking, T-1000 fucking, skins on them. He said, this is a robot. It does robot shit. These guys are like, this is a sex bot. That's all this is.
Does it have skin on it?
Yeah.
Does it sex bot? Oh, okay. Well, no. And honestly, let's be real. It's just... Of course they don't have skin on them now. It's just to get us used to them, and then they'll put skin on them, and then we won't know who's real and who's not. And then fucking any one of those movies. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Elon's saving money by letting a third party fucking you could sex bot your Tesla bot. Optimize your Optimus.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a fucking subscription service. Like you turn it on. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you want the SexBot firmware upgrade? Bam, plug that bad boy in. Fucking, There you go. Handy J's. All the live long day.
Because of this, because in the next frontier of sex work, prostitutes are being replaced by intergalactic pleasure dolls that have a heart of gold, super flexible limbs, and a willingness to try anything. They don't even insist you wear a condom. Weird. In the in the world known as AI, where I'm getting my jollies off, I don't have to.
Was that a statement in the article?
Yeah, it wasn't a quote, so I don't know. I think they
Did you just add that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Weird. I don't have to worry about STIs in my AI sex world. Isn't that the fucking idea?
Well, here's the thing, though. I think this falls on their face because I agree that women will use more robotic sex toys than men because they already do. Right?
Yeah, I would say women outweigh the men in terms of pleasure utensils.
Devices, yeah. And so isn't that all this is? Like, I mean, how many fucking dudes out there right now are the loneliest humans on earth that would, I mean, look, we're lost. Look, by the way, if an object ain't gonna tell on you, we probably fucking put our penis in it. Let's be truthful here. But how many of us are gonna spend like a fucking couple mortgage payments on her, a car payment on nah, man, look, I'll be hands free, hands free. Most self-respecting men in America are not going to spend $20,000 on an AI optimized sexual robot. They're just not going to do it. Women, on the other hand,
can't afford to do it. I think is probably the better.
The type of single professional women that don't need that kind of baggage in their life because they're career oriented are the ones that will I'll treat myself. They're the ones that are going to go out and buy the male pleasure bot.
I could see that.
Did you guys realize Megan Fox played a sex robot in a sci-fi thriller called Subservience?
Oh, is she not a sex robot?
That's right. I've watched.
Just generally?
I did. This article's got it going on. So, got it going on. What the fuck?
Got it going on? All right.
It's showing me.
By the way, peak Megan Fox is when she's looking under the hood of that car in the fucking Transformers movie.
The Transformers movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Jennifer's body's around there too, but
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But Big Titty Bitch in Jennifer's Body, I think was that one, right? With the other
I know
other
you're
bitch
talking about.
From fucking Mean Girls. Is that am I thinking of the right movie?
No,
hold on. No, yeah. The bitch, the blonde bitch in Jennifer's Body, her
Amanda
little friend.
Seyfried.
Yeah, that's the bitch from Mean Girls.
Yeah,
Feels her titties and says it's there's a 60% chance it's already raining, and when she's grabbing her titties in Mean Girls. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, Wes.
Yes.
God damn. Of all people.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I just got derailed there.
So where are we going with this? Is this? I mean, so women are going to have. Listen, this is what I'm seeing right now. Now, whether or not this is going to be the norm or what they're talking about in 2025, this is what we end up seeing.
Okay, yeah, that's never gonna happen because listen, that robot is hotter than most dudes.
Explain to the listeners audio what we're looking at.
Okay, we are looking at I will say a prime Megyn Kelly staring into the eyes of a prime John Cena in Terminator form, just lovingly. Okay. Yeah, am I wrong? That's pretty accurate. That's not. Listen, that's never gonna happen. Now let's scroll. Let's see the fuck. Now that's a little more,
there we go.
That's a little more realistic.
That's like a good Hanes ad right there. It's a.
Now we're looking at James Franco that you bought off of Temu, and his skin is a little rubbery.
No, you know what this looks like? This looks like you bought a dildo with a human attachment, a human body attachment that you could put the rubberized dildo on and lock it in.
Yeah, and you know what?
I'm hoping you can move his arm.
Why would you hope that?
Well, it's over his dick. How the hell are you going to get the dildo attached to it? I hope they hope they can move his arm. I don't know.
There you go. Not you.
Yeah.
Jesus. Look,
God,
man.
I hope. Had me worried all night.
Dude, and honestly, you know what though? Honestly, I don't even know if women are gonna buy that shit either, because like, they only need the one part, and they're only getting in there for that amount of time. I've seen a lot. Look, we've all, in our years on this earth, have seen a lot of freaky shit on the internet. Okay, the worst we've seen is a dildo on a piston.
You're right.
They don't. That's all they need. That's all they want. They don't want the fucking attachment. They don't want an emotional attachment to a fucking attractive flesh pot. Women don't want that. They'll use some machinery. They'll get a fucking, maybe some highfalutin chick will have a Sibian fucking like as her ottoman and just take the attachment off when friends come over. But beyond that, I mean, shit. By the way, have you seen the Shane Gillis fucking OnlyFans dad?
No.
Yeah, look that one up. Gillian Keeves, he's upstairs and it's the dad and he's on a Sibian, and the family walks in the room. He's like, "Hey, get out! I'm making a lot of money here. Come on."
I have, yes, I've seen that. It's, by the way, it's a
my-
Sibian, just so you know.
Sibian, doesn't matter. All types the same and looks just like I like it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, the world's changing. I know AI is going to be. Christ, I was at a company event. And they were talking about AI is going to be the future of the company. I don't think that they're talking about,
No.
this is what they had in mind, especially selling to the United States government.
Well, here's the thing.
But,
You keep asking us, what do you think people are going to do with this shit? Do you think AI robotics, humanoid AI robotics, are going to be the wave of the sexual future? Or is it going to be more along the lines of like the Tesla bot shit, where like they I'll pay $20,000 to have a robot mow my grass every fucking Saturday before I fucking pay that much money to fucking stick my dick in it and clean itself.
See, I tend to think it's going to be more more like intervention style. So where you're not putting your dick in a robot. You're going somewhere, you put you put goggles with earbuds in, and you basically describe like, oh, this is my fantasy, this is what I want to experience, and kind of AI, what's necessarily not maybe not a Neuralink, but a Neuralink-esque type thing, then absolves all your senses, and you just sit in a room by yourself, and it's like a brothel.
So you put like a futuristic fleshlight on yourself, and then you wear like VR glasses.
Yep.
And then it's like, ooh, you like these? Yeah, a little fat, huh? And he's like, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, you do that more. And I'm
Do you
like,
like bacon? Do you like bacon that's fresh off the griddle on your chest? I do.
how about mini Cuban sandwiches? Turn you on.
If Murr rips off the glasses, what the fuck? What kind of place is this?
Just lost my boner.
I asked for the Asian broad for Full Metal Jacket. The hell?
Took me a long time.